is my story on Triple O TV.
Yeah, because alikuwa amesha aga, so akamweka ikiwa dead body. Na
mama anarekodi vijana wakiua.
Mwingine ndo akaenda kutoa kuku akapata mwili. So huyo alishikwa juu ya kuweka, ni kama hakushikwa juu ya kuua, alishikwa juu ya
This is my story on Triple O TV.
This is my story.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Kama kawaida unajua ni sisa, nikikuja hewani lazima kuna mambo, kuna tukio, kuna mambo fulani hivi tunazungumza ili zaidi kujuana na kujuzana na kufahamiana kuna nini naendelea pale nje, nini kizuri katika hali ya mapenzi, nini kibaya kwenye mapenzi, ama kuna wakati mwingine unapata mtu ambaye yuko katika mahusiano fulani na hayaendi sawa na anahisi kwamba anafaa kuja kwenye show, and this is my story. Mahali ambapo tunapiga story, tunajuana, tunajua venye kunaenda kule nje. Right now, leo nimetembea bro, leo nimeenda mbali my sister, kuhakikisha kwamba nimekuletea show ambao itakuwa ina kupeleka viwango zingine. Tuko na inspiring story, kazi ambao mwenzangu amekuwa akifanya, shughuli ambazo amekuwa akifanya, venye alianza jani yake na mahali amefika saizi, na probably pia atakuwa na share nini ambacho anapanga kufanya baada ya muda usiokuwa mrefu. But stay tuned, this is my story.
This is my story on Triple O TV.
This is my story.
Vipi brother?
I'm good, fresh kabisa.
Karibu kwenye show.
Thank you very much. I feel honored to be at Triple O.
Yes.
And to be here as a guest. Nashukuru sana.
Karibu.
Asante kwa mwaliko wako.
Yes. No. Mimi naitwa Caesar. Sijui wewe.
They call me Paps. Kitambo kidogo nilikuwa naitwa Papa Muyelele, lakini Paps is the name that I'm using now for my brand. PAP with a dollar sign. Paps.
Paps.
Yeah,
Paps.
across all socials, and the only Paps.
Paps with a dollar sign.
Yes. Now,
tumeanza kwa mpigo sasa, tunaanza tukiendana tukisonga. Na Paps, leo tumekuja hapa kwa sababu ya kupiga story, na zaidi ya kujua Paps alianza muziki wapi, mwaka gani, na saizi mahali yupo, lakini kikubwa ni historia kwanza kidogo ya Paps. Kutoka kwa jina ya kawaida ile ya nyumbani, kuja Papa Muyelele, alafu sasa Paps. Ni nini ambacho what is the journey? Journey imekuwaje?
My journey has not been easy. It hasn't been very hard also. I was blessed to be born in a big family of 12 siblings, one dad and 2 moms. So shout out to all of them if they're watching the show. From my dad's side, I have a grandfather of mine, anaitwa Kisache. Kisache was a musician.
Yes.
Was doing Luya cultural music. We spread even into Uganda.
Yes.
It was a household name. And also there's an auntie of my father who went to Mombasa and she disappeared in Mombasa. She was a Taarab singer. She was Swahilified.
Wow. From Uganda to Mombasa.
So now my dad's side of the family is very artistic. They are artists. Ni Wanjanja, Kora, and now when you look at my mom's side, they are preachers and ministers of the gospel. There's this famous televangelist who passed on a few years back called Billy Graham. Billy Graham with his entourage, they were going to Uganda, and they passed through my maternal grandfather's place. They were hosted in that home. They were taken care of, and he left a blessing there in the 60s. And so from my mom's side, like 99% of the family is, is a family of preachers and ministers of the gospel and musicians and who sing for the Lord. But from my dad's side, they are entertainers, they are artists, and just incredible creatives. Yeah. So that's like sort of my background, my musical background. That's where the journey started. Yeah.
That's where Paps now.
Paps alianzia.
Paps akasomea wapi? Unakaa wapi?
Paps, I'll reveal a lot of stuff.
Yes, this is my story. We need to know actually the
people
truth,
might use it.
the truth about.
So Paps mwanzo naitwa Muyelele is my surname. Ni jina ambalo nilichukua from my maternal grandfather.
Wow.
Ambaye alikuwa mwalimu mzee John Muyelele. So I took that name from that side. And in between my life and career, I've always had both sides of a minister of the gospel, singing gospel music, the artist side. But at the end of the day, one side has to win eventually. So muziki nilianza, I would not give miaka kwa maana watu wanaweza anza kunifanyia background but
umekuwa kwa muziki.
I've been in the music for quite a while. The passion started actually when I was in primary school. Is when I knew that I was born to do this. I was very shy growing up, but when it came to music, the beast would be unleashed. Like I would be shy to answer questions in class, but whenever it's time to entertain, man, I'd be on top. I don't remember. I don't know whether in your school you had like siku za closing day. Mlikuwa mnaweka dawati juu ya dawati.
Like a week to closing day.
Yeah. So I used to have the topmost seat, and now my audience was at the classroom down there. That was now the audience.
You performed to them.
I used to sing, man.
Dance.
Amingizile, baya amingizile. So that was me, man. I was into music from a tender age. I remember when I was around class 5, a neighbor of mine introduced me to Shaggy. Mr. Boombastic, not to Shaggy personally, but to Shaggy's music.
Right.
And then I remember around those years, I bought the neighbor sold me Shaggy's tape. And and then now I developed an interest in dancehall music. And then, of course, later on in high school, is when I teamed up with few friends and we formed a group called GLC, Genge La Christ. But before that, actually, I was a secular rapper. I was very bad, man, when it came to freestyles and diss tracks. I almost won every award, whether in Nairobi or whichever part of the country, or even in Uganda. I used to be very, very very, very smart when it came to rhymes and flows and dissing people. I was actually a beast. So later on, I got into the gospel music and started leaning more towards dancehall music and away from Swahili rap. And now recorded the first song with, if you know Dr. Eddie. Dr. Eddie is a producer, is a veteran producer, actually the guy that introduced Otile Brown to the game. So that dude, he recorded our first song as a group. I remember I did not have money for studio. I had to make a sacrifice. I sold my box in school, I sold my mattress. Then the friend of mine, added a few shillings on top of that. We came to Nairobi and we recorded our first single. Used to perform it like crazy in high schools and girls were going crazy. So that's where, the journey started, like being a recording artist. Came to Nairobi after high school. We had this guy in high school. He was a cousin to Waire, the love child. So he told us, man, Waire is my cousin, and everybody was laughing. So when we opened school for the third time, he came, for the first time of the following year, he came with a picture from Christmas Day, and he was seated right next to Waire. And we're like, this guy is for real. So I formed it was like a duo. So he used to have like that high-pitched voice. Right now he's a bit famous, though he does Benga Kikuyu music. So this guy, he introduced me to Waire. Waire took us to studio Ulopa Ngoma back in the days. and we recorded a smash hit. We recorded a very nice song. We did not even know what to do with it. Up to now, we've never like released it commercially because it was so big. It was so big, you know, for us at that time. Moire and Europa went crazy when they had us that time. So that's how I started music, and then of course I went to campus at JQ at Karen.
Yes.
And during my time at JQ, I was not like, you know, now I started focusing more on my studies and less on the music. But once in a while I would do a song. So but gospel music, they're still on my YouTube channel. I was very young. I think maybe 19 or so. I was very young. So I started doing gospel music once in a while, and then after that, of course, I got consumed with the work. I was trying to also be in the in the corporate market and make it as a professional.
Yes.
In communication and customer care and stuff. So that's mostly what I did. So fast forward to 2020. During the COVID time is when I thought, man, it's been like 7 years I've not been doing music. And then I went back to studio, linked up with Mutoria. Mutoria is a household name in production. He's produced for artists like Bien and Saudi Soul and Ben Soul. So at that time I was trying to do gospel acoustic with guitars and stuff. And then after that phase ended, now is when I decided, perhaps as an artist, what do I want to do as an artist? And went back to my roots of dancehall and Afrobeats. So right now I would describe my music as Afro-Caribbean. Afro-Caribbean because it has a touch of Afrobeats, Amapiano, and dancehall, which is my fundamental music style. Yeah, so that's how it has been, and thankfully today we are seated here because of what God has been doing. Maybe in due time we will let people know which organization came on board and which media station organized this. But being seated right here is like a blessing. It's like a co-signing that happened last year around September, and here I am. So currently I'm working on a few international tunes, man. You know how we do it.
Now we are into music. Like now after school, like you're out of your quad. Now you're out. You become a civilian, a citizen. What did you do?
So Mwanzo, my life at JQ, I did not graduate immediately.
Yes.
I had to drop out at some point, like to hustle.
What happened?
And I at that point, we had some financial constraints at home.
Okay.
So my sisters were like, we can take care of your school fees, but mom, kwenye utaishi na vile utaishi, wewe jipange. So I started to do night gigs. I would host karaoke's, I would do event hosting, which is my other passion. And also do voiceover gigs here and there to support myself. So at night I used to be working, and then during the day I'd be dozing off in the lecture room. But eventually the passion for looking for money was greater than the passion for being in school. So I dropped out at some point. But I went back and I graduated. So but now I started emceeing, and then it reached a point whereby I could not get these gigs anymore. And my brother had a company that would do landscaping, carpet cleaning, and garbage collection. So I became a garbage boy. I've been in Mutumba, in Gikomba and Tindo. I've sold second-hand clothing. I have hustled as what have I done? I've done a lot of things. I've been a gym trainer. Wow. I have been, what else? Those are just some of the things I've done. Mjengo bado. But I remember.
I've tried that.
I did Mjengo. But long ago when I was still in high school, I was trying to raise money to fundraise to buy empty CD, so that I could get some instrumentals on the CD. And nobody could give me money, so I had to try my hand in Mjengo. But I've been a garbage boy and all that. So I've been there, I've done that, and I can tell people, you know, if you're there, you're doing whatever kind of job you're doing, always have a vision and a purpose. Know where you're going to.
Why?
As much as people might want to laugh at what you're doing, do not give up, but
Yes.
let you not be found in that spot 1 year, 2 years later, still doing that thing.
The same thing.
No. You should have a vision. You should, every night when you go to bed, try to expand your vision and
Shikiria.
ask God to
This is my story.
bring it up.
We are going for a break, and then when I come back again, we'll be knowing why Pops. Why is he saying like you should not be at the same place today, tomorrow, next week, next year? You are the same place. Pops,
Yeah.
unakawa pale.
Asante sana. Cha tukunywe chai bwana. Tuange chai.
Watu watuange chai. So Pops,
Yeah, Nairobi.
tumejipata kwenye sehemu fulani hivi.
Naam.
Umepiga hizi kazi zote and you are seeing music still doing well. Where do you see yourself? Or before we get there, why not like be an actor or a gym instructor somewhere and don't do music? Because sometimes we hear music in Kenya is not doing well. Why are you there?
Let me answer your question. You know, people might be seeing me for the first time and
Yes.
they're like, who is this guy? We've never seen him.
Who is
we've never
this?
heard of him. So I've been very passionate about music, and
Yes.
I need my viewer to pay close attention to the words that I'm gonna say.
Wow.
When you're after your purpose, that's when your life will change. You can only transform your life and your generation when you follow your purpose. The society will lie to you. Because most of them are afraid to reach their goals, they will
Yes.
project their fears on you. They will tell you, don't do this, this is not marketable. Instead, do this. They will want to sort of control you. And for the longest time, I paid attention to the society. And of course, I was discouraged to pursue music as a career or to pursue it seriously because I wanted to be accepted by the society. You know, I wanted to also be employed in an 8 to 5 environment.
Yes.
To also, you know, how vile watu wanasema kwa society, si ukue tu kama wengine,
Si ukue mwalimu.
uoe ukue na jamii yako, uoe, yani kuoa mpaka wanafanya mkono you know,
Ukwe na bibi,
ukue na boma yako, na ukue na kazi, ukue mwalimu ama ukue, you know, so
Taylor.
ama yani ukue na kitu unajua. And then most of these people are not happy because you'll end up waking up very early, going to bed late at night, and you won't be happy with what you're doing.
Yes.
So I bought into that fear, and for the longest time I was just doing music but not releasing it. Because let's say, you know, doing gospel, even now, when you do a gospel song, you cannot charge a high fee for performing that song, but you use the same resources as a secular artist. You know. And to me, you asked, why am I still doing music if
Yes,
it's not
why?
marketable?
Why?
For me,
They are saying that.
it's my passion and my purpose. Kama ningetaka kupata pesa, ningekuwa kwa wash.
Mbaya
Napata
sana.
pesa ya haraka.
Yes.
For me, I do music for my soul. You know, my purpose in life, I
Yes.
just discovered the other day, is to live off music.
Yes.
That my life, kila siku nikiamka, through music niishi. I pay my bills, I wake up in the morning, I'm driven by music. That's just my purpose. So hakuna kingine. Permission to walk in your God-given purpose. Unaona? Hauhitaji ruhusa. Wewe anza tu. Hauhitaji pesa nikinunua kamera ya redio. Hauhitaji ruhusa kugusa hiyo destiny bwana.
Wow.
Hauhitaji ruhusa kugusa destiny bwana.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, so let people not confuse me for a pastor. I am not. I am a dancehall Afrobeat artist. Check me out on Instagram at The Only Paps, on TikTok as well, and YouTube. Kuna nyimbo tu nimeanza upya kama nilivyowaambia. Nimeanza upya, kuna nyimbo ambazo nafanya, so soon kimbia angalia huko, angalia nini nimeweka na nini nitaweka. Because the industry has changed, bro. Sio kama zile miaka ambazo msanii mkubwa angetoa wimbo mmoja una hit mwaka mzima kwa the beat huo wimbo pekee. So you need to have constant,
Yes.
regular content, and also need to have, you know, a good rapport with the audience. Ndio usipoteze. So mimi nimekuja na naomba likes zenu, naomba following yenu. I'm starting out as a new artist, but ukinipa mwania, trust you me, sitaki kusema mengi lakini najua kile ambacho nitakuwa nimefanya. So just follow me and then you can.
I was waiting for start kusema mengi. Thank you, very important.
Mimi naweza ongea bwana.
So I'm happy. I'm happy to hear from you. Na ni kitu mzuri sana wakati mwingine msanii akishakubali na akasema kwamba anataka kuanza upya, kufanya kazi upya. So I'm here with Paps again. I will be repeating I'm with the Paps until waingie vizuri Paps. And watch out for this guy Mazemi. I know nimesikiza ngoma zake. Nimekuwa kidogo nyuma yake akifanya kazi. So I know what he's saying and I know what he has. He has a very, very good music you need to hear. So enda pale YouTube, Paps with a $. Hiyo S ikwe $, si ndio?
No.
Pap alafu $. And then mfuate, follow him, like his content. Kuna vitu mingi atakuwa anaweka pale, utakuwa unaziona zinahusiana na usanii ama kwa kazi ambayo anafanya ama kazi yenye ataachia next. So right now I think ni kama tumepeana kwanza social media handles kabla hata hatujamaliza.
Lazima tuzidi tukakumbusha,
nikukumbusha
tunaishi kwa hiyo digital space.
Lazima wakumbuke, lazima wajue hii na hii na hii inahitaji.
Kuna mtu maybe alikuwa ameendea mkate dukani,
amerudi sasa amepata ikianza upya. Paps with a $. Don't forget Paps with a $, na ni msanii ambaye anafanya muziki wa dancehall na ameamua sasa hivi. Acha nimuulize hii swali kabisa. What do you think about music Kenya?
Kenyan music still has a long way to go because we are a multicultural country.
Yes.
You know, mtu alikuwa anauliza mbona hatuna a Kenyan sound, and I will answer it here. I don't know whether someone else has ever thought about this, but you see, like in Kenya we only have like around 45 tribes, right?
Yes.
48 now. But these tribes, they are very diverse from each other. Huwezi mchukua Rajabu kule coast survive ndani ya Masai Mara. His culture is very different. You cannot take a Masai mwenye grow up in Uluyani ama in Kisumu. The culture is very different. Yes. If you go to Congo, they have like 200 tribes. Lakini these tribes, they relate, they share some things in their culture, in their language, and in their food, and in everything that they do. If you go to Nigeria, they have about 150 languages.
Wow.
But they relate even in the South African countries. But in Kenya,
no, we don't.
We're diverse.
Yes.
Kabisa.
Kila mtu
Mturkana na Mkikuyu ni kama watu wa dunia tofauti kabisa. We do not relate. That's why it's very hard to have.
Wakaneza na Muluya.
That's why it's hard to have like a common culture and a common. Mostly utaona wanasema ati ni Masai Mara, Masai is the Kenyan culture. But pure the Kikuyu will refute and they'll come with, you know, this is a Kikuyu culture, but now with urbanization, like it's very difficult to have one Kenyan culture.
Yes.
But now thankfully we can have an African culture. So when we talk about music in Kenya, we have a long way to go. Why? Because we have very, very talented individuals.
Yes.
But the problem now is in the branding, packaging, marketing, and making noise about the talent that is here. Someone asked me, mbona marappers na wasee wa ghetto ndio wanajulikana sana in Kenya? Most people who are educated, most people who are from there, you know, from uptown, are still controlled by society. You know, so mtu anajua lazima afanye kazi, lazima afanye, so they give less time to music. But the boys from the ghetto who really inspire me, by the way, they have nothing else to do apart from that art, apart from dancing. Jamaa na kitu kufanya ama muziki. It's not a bad thing, it's a very good thing because now they have time to fully devote to that talent. You see? So now if the people who are very talented can just find time to look into it, because kuna pia, for lack of a better word, the wannabes. Mtu tu anafikiria yeye anataka kuwa msanii. Anaenda tu studio, siku hizi studio unaingia ulipa 10,000 una record. Kama mtu ako na pesa ana record. Mostly utapata the people that are less talented are the ones that are passionate to push and to make noise about their brand. while the talented people are sitting at home judging them. Hii video inakaaje? Hii ngoma ni ya nini? But these people are making it. People are living off their music. They are living off their, being YouTubers.
Yes.
While the talented are just seated at home, judging year in, year out, and their life is still at a standstill. Overthinking, over criticizing.
Yes.
So muziki yetu ya Kenya, because now we have kuna hii muziki ya guitar soul generation, soul na nani, tuko na gengeton, we have dancehall, we have afrobeat, we have everything in Kenya. It's just a matter of these artists reaching a point to package.
Yes.
Because saizi hatuwezi compete na sisi wenyewe. For a long time, many continental and international artists have been finding their breakthrough in Kenya. It is a high time that Kenyan artists also find a breakthrough in, with the Kenyan audience. The Kenyan audience is good and bad at the same time. We are big critics. We are biggest haters on TikTok and Twitter. But if the Kenyan audience accepts you, then you'll be almost there. Ask Kina Diamond, the people from the West, if they want to make it big, they have to come through Kenya. So Kenya has potential. We have potential. We have the ingredients. Now we just need to sit down and cook it up and package our music to reach the global standard. I will not talk kama mtu mwenye kwa bench. Mimi niko hapa, nipatieni mwaka mmoja niwaahidi. Nipe mwaka mmoja. Mwaka mmoja ukiisha kama bado sijafanya hii mambo nasema, then come and ask me questions, but just give me time. I've studied music. Ile time ambayo sijakuwa nikiimba full time, nimekuwa na record tu but si release. I was studying. Study structure hit song. Study the new trends in music. Study how to incorporate culture and market culture through music. I've studied how to mix and master to the levels, music to the levels of the international, the international standards or levels. I've learned so many things. So hiyo mambo ya kungojea was one of my weaknesses again. I'm telling you this so that you can learn. I was just waiting for conditions to be perfect. Nilikuwa nangoja siku moja nikipata 2 million taenda South Africa ni shoot video kwa unangoja. What if you have a phone that has a good camera? Why don't you do a challenge on that phone? And I like what Caesar you're doing. You're doing an amazing job, and actually you're really inspiring me. Every day I get a notification on my TikTok. Naona Caesar is either live ama he has posted a challenge.
Beautiful.
Na hiyo inaniambia na mimi sasa amka. Na saizi tu wasanii, especially the talented ones, weka pride kando. Stop being proud. It does not pay bills.
Sure.
Humble. Fanya kitu watu watakucheka.
Piga shughuli,
And then, the most importantly, kuna house help wetu alini-challenge. This chick was a house help, but she was very wise. Alisema kitu cha kwanza. Mtu mwenye anataka kumake it, mtu mwenye anataka kuwa tajiri ama kufanikiwa, lazima asikuwe na aibu.
Aibu wa kwanza iko kando.
Kwa ukwe tajiri ama ukwe mtu ambaye amefaulu, usiwe na aibu. Simama tu mbele ya watu. Everyday you see come back. Kwa tunashangaa huyu jamaa anaimba nini?
Huyu ni waziri.
Huyu anaimba ni siimbe kitu ambayo tunaelewa. Mimi sikio ambayo siimbe tu kwa Kiswahili, wimbo tu mzuri, ni kitu tutaelewa. Ni vitu gani makelele unapiga? Nikawasikiza.
Tukasema
kuwa wewe kama hata unafanya nini, style gani ya music, kama ni biashara, kuwa tu usiwe na aibu. Watu wanakuwa na aibu, unataka mbele ya pastor yako ukae hivi. Ndio
mtumishi wa Mungu.
Ndio, asante. Hata tumekuja. Hapana. Mwambie yo wagwan.
Yo pastor.
Just be you. Usiwe mbele ya kanisa unataka, kuna venye culture tumetufanya tukua kanisa, tunataka tukue wazuri mbele za watu, tunoe vizuri, tukae wazuri. Kuwa wewe, watu wakujue kwa uzuri na kwa ubaya. Hakuna yule ambaye ni mkamilifu. There's nobody that is perfect. Let them know you for who you are. And usibembeleze watu sana, just be you and do what you like. So alikuwa amesema aibu kando. Number 2 akasema usiweke watu kwa nguo. Na maanisha kwamba ukimfanyia mtu jambo na kugeuke, isikuhurt sana. Like hata uko na rafiki yako, mpende, lakini usimwekee expectations sana. because sisi tunakuwa na expectation. Najua sisi ni rafiki yangu
lazima atafanya,
alafu kesho asipofanya vile nilikuwa natarajia nasikia vibaya sana, na haikuwa hata right yangu. Maybe ilikuwa ni favor fulani alikuwa anataka kunifanyia, alafu mipangilio ikawa tofauti. Sasa mimi nafikiri
unamuanza kila dakika,
unapata mtu anafuta namba za watu, nimeshtaki. Penda tu kila mtu. Of course kama kuna watu wako na upuzi kidogo na utaki kujiassociate nao, you can distance yourself. Lakini usichukie, usiwe na chuki. Mtu kuwa na mtu interact naye, usimbebe sana moyo. Yaani ukwe na mtu lakini hata akitoweka kesho, uko sawa.
Bado uko sawa.
Ndio ukiwa msanii, wewe ndio boss. Ukiingia kwa studio, producer anafuata your guideline, director anafuata your guideline, presenter anafuata your guideline, mafans wanafuata your guideline, you are the leader. Wakati mwingine tunachukua hiyo power tunapatia DJ wako. Una beg DJ, nicheze. Una beg presenter, una beg YouTuber.
Maze kujo ni
focus on your music. Kama producer anachelewa kufanya hiyo music, nenda jifundishe kumix na kumaster na record.
Kujo fanye.
Umechukua your data, your stems, unaenda
una edit.
Unatoa na unasonga mbele. Usiache failure yako.
After commercial break, tutakuwa narudi tukimalizia, atakuwa anatuambia social media handles zake na venye anapiga shughuli na vitu kama hizo, na itakuwaje, tuna expect nini kwa muda usiokuwa mrefu. So after the break, commercial break, and then kisha baadaye tutarudi tukijua namna gani.
Naam.
This is my story on Triple O TV.
This is my story.
This is a race kama kawaida, kama dawa, you know this is my story. Na kila siku tunapokuja hewani tukipiga story, unajua kenye tunamaanisha hivi, tunataka kuchanua bana, tunataka kukuambia nini inaendelea pale nje. Every Friday jioni kuanzia 6 to 7 kuna kitu inakuja, so itege. Na every Wednesday kuna kitu inakuja pale kwa account ya Sisa Rains. So kuna account ya Sisa Rains, kuna account ya Triple O TV. Na hizo zote zitakuwa zinakuletea kitu kila wiki. So ukiwa na change TV hivi, una change tu hivi. Alafu Paps pia atakuwa anatuambia anajipanga namna gani kikazi, ana mpangilio gani, ama ni nini haswa anataka kutupatia. Na tutakuwa tuna expect kazi kutoka kwake kwa muda gani. Either video ya song ama reel ama nini. What are we expecting, Paps?
Asante sana. Before June 15th. Before June 15th, nitakuwa na song ambayo inaitwa Marination. Marination, kuna teaser on my Instagram, kuna teaser on my TikTok. Inaitwa Marination. It's a nice song. It's an Afro piano. And you know, ni Afro beat lakini iko na amapiano ndani. Then kama vile niliwaambia, I'm an Afro-Caribbean artist. Kuna hizo elements za Afrobeat, amapiano na Caribbean. So hiyo ni song hapo. Unajua Marination jinsi inavyomaanisha, you umekaa pale, you know, you're out there, you're looking at a girl and you're trying to approach the girl, and you are, you know, vile watu wanasemanga hawa nao wako kwenye ndoa, and you know they're having an anniversary. Wanatoka wanaenda kutembea kule, anapelekwa shopping, ananunuliwa kiatu, ananunuliwa maua. Hiyo ni Marination tu. Hiyo ni Marination sasa. Alafu baadaye pengine watu wengine ndio wanajua mambo haya, kwa maana mimi siwezi sema sana mambo ya ndoa kwa maana bado sija. Nyota yangu ya ndoa bado haijang'aa vizuri, lakini king'aa nitaweza kueleza zaidi. But that's Marination coming up before June 15th. We are in the process of, you know, doing the paperwork and whatever is needed just to have the song cleared and to be you know, out there on all platforms. And then of course it's not just Marination, kuna nyimbo zingine nikifanya wewe unazijua zingine. So we're looking at doing, you know, having an EP of like 6 powerful songs, not just songs that I've written out of experience. And I've been exercising my voice for the longest, and I've been doing this thing for a long time. So nyimbo zenye ziko ready, nyimbo ambazo kwa neema ya Mungu, sababu for you to get a hit song or to get out there, sometimes it's not about how good you are.
Yes.
Always mi waambia watu napenda Mungu. Mimi sasa hivi yani sifanyi gospel. I have some gospel music that is already recorded.
Yes.
I'll be releasing them after every quarter. Yes. Lakini naambia watu I go to church. I might not be going to church every Sunday, but at least in a month, come twice, I have a fellowship with God. Mimi ni mtu ambaye naomba Mungu na I believe that when God is in the center of what you're doing, kuanguka itakuwa ni ngumu kidogo. Huwezi anguka ovyo. So that's what I'm doing. God He will shine. He will shine His light in your way.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching. Mazee kama kawaida. Thank you very much kwa kuwa pamoja na mimi. Don't forget to subscribe, like and comment. Send your comments hapo chini. Nitakuwa nazisoma na niambie unataka nimlete nani kwenye show.
Yeah, because alikuwa amesha aga. So akamweka ikiwa dead body na
Mama anarekodi vijana wakiua.
yeye mwingine ndo akaenda kutoa kuku akapata mwili. So huyo alishikwa juu ya kuweka, ni kama hakushikwa juu ya kuua, alishikwa juu ya
This is my story on Triple O TV.
This is my story.